Hey everybody, Joe Vanourney, chair of the Geek TV. We are here at the 52nd Annual Saturn Awards with Martin Kove, nominated today for Cobra Kai. The show is coming to an end in a few weeks. What can you tease about these final 5 episodes?
Well, I can't tease too much other than there's a lot of surprises. You know, I've been instructed not to say anything, and because it's really exciting. You know, the culmination of what happens to my character and what happens to everybody. It's so well written. Because these writers, you know, people say, why is the show so exciting? Why is it so successful? Because the writers are hip to everybody's development a year and a half before you ever see it on screen. So the bottom line is they know psychologically where the characters are going almost 2 years before it even hits the paper, you know. And I learned that, you know, early on from these characters because I wanted my character to be vulnerable and not be a tough guy like in Karate Kid 1. And I said I wanted the character to be written with an arc, written very emotionally, with vulnerability. And they did that. And they did it with flashbacks.
So I'm an 80s kid, and you would have told me back in after Karate Kid Part 3 that 35 years later everybody's going to be reunited, and not only are they going to keep this Karate Kid universe going and everybody's coming back, but it's going to be a high quality, like a show that has no business being as great as it is, right? What was that like for you? Did you ever, in your wildest dreams back in 1989 when that Karate Kid 3 came out, ever think that you're going to be coming back 35 years later?
Well, here's a great bit of trivia for you. Karate Kid 3 was written for me. Totally written for me. There was no Terry Silver. And I couldn't do it because I got Hard Time on Planet Earth, the series for CBS. And so they had to rewrite the whole thing, and they put in a character called Terry Silver, who's a friend who, you know, takes me on vacation. He does everything. So there wouldn't have been a Terry Silver in Cobra Kai, you know. Did I think it would last as long? No. Those characters, for me, until probably a decade went by. I was at a Comic-Con once in New York, and I was with Last House on the Left, this cast. Never been to a Comic-Con before. And all these people came up to my table. The Last House on the Left cast didn't make a nickel. I happened to bring 25 pictures of Karate Kid. All these kids come up to me with sweep the leg, my face, no mercy. All this, knowing every line I ever said in the movie. All 3 movies. This is circa 1990. And I realized that the movie was really popular. I never knew it until probably a decade went by, you know, because you're always on, as an actor, you're always on to a new gig. You know, you don't sit there and read the old scripts, you know. So I never ever imagined it to be the hit it is. And now when you talk to people, and it's because of the writing. Robert Kamen wrote a brilliant script. He wrote a good script on 2 and a good script on 3. And I was heartbroken that I couldn't do 3 the way it was, you know. But it didn't matter. Everybody adjusted, and you get good writing. Bottom line is, you got a success.
And we'll wrap it up with this last question. We're at the Saturn Awards celebrating sci-fi, fantasy, and horror. You starred in a short-lived sci-fi series called Hard Time on Planet Earth. Also, one of my favorites when I was a kid. I told you I was an 80s kid. What are your recollections from that series?
Well, I think at that time, they got, I can't really mention names, but they got writers who were popular with other shows, not of that genre. Jim and John Thomas, who wrote the pilot, they wrote The Predator. And that's what the show was supposed to be like. Alien comes down, you know, has to do some good deeds to get back up there. He's a revolutionary in the stars. But, you know, it was written a little soft. And these guys were good writers. They had prowess in other areas, I think. And like Cobra Kai, it's not on the page. It's not happening. And I love the character, and Jim and John Thomas were great, but the network wouldn't let them write any episodes. So as a result, you know, you
Came and went.
And it was a good concept.
It's a good concept. Well, so thanks so much for chatting with us, and congratulations on your nomination. Stay tuned to Cherry the Geek TV for more coverage here at the Saturn Awards.